Hello everybody, Damascus Fox here, and today I will be reviewing this guy. This is the Microtech Exocet with a beautiful violet or purple. And let's start off with um, talk about specs, and then I'll get into my opinion on this knife because I'll be reviewing it. And yeah, and I don't do very many reviews on um, Microtechs or autos in general, but this one I can, so I am definitely going to review this guy. Length on this guy. Overall length, this guy is coming in about with this lanyard glass breaker thing, um, about 5.5. But without that, it would be 5.25. So this guy's adding like another quarter to it, but whatever. And then blade length. This guy is coming in about sub 2 inches, so just a little under it, and the cutting edge is, let's bring it up a little bit. There we go. And the cutting edge, the cutting edge you get about 1 3/4, I would say. Just gonna round it off and say 1 3/4. Yeah, so you get a decent amount of cutting edge. Nothing crazy, but that's what you get on these Cali Legal guys. Weight on this guy. Get my scale over here. Scale's kind of dusty because I live in an extremely dusty environment. Like everywhere, because dust gets everywhere. And we are on ounces. This guy will come in at 2.95. So this is actually pretty light. It feels kind of hefty in the hand, but it's actually pretty light. Because, yeah, 2.96. It went up an ounce for some reason. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know if this is the most accurate thing, but it definitely good enough. Let's see. No, it's back to. Oh, okay. So maybe last time I didn't just. Well, let's just go with that. 2.96 ounces. So definitely a. There we go. Definitely a very lightweight knife. You're not really going to be encumbered by this guy. Size comparison time. Up against. Ow. Bonked my knife. Up against the Spyderco Pair 3. And now I'm going to start doing size comparisons with the PM2. I used to do the Tenacious, but I think the... Jeez, I need to clean this, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. I think this guy would be a better size comparison since a lot more people, I believe, know this knife. The Tenacious is a great entry-level knife for Spyderco, even though it is pretty overpriced, but still a really good knife. But I think this would be better for size comparison, in my opinion. So, as you can see, it's obviously smaller than both of them in every which way. Next, we'll do the CJRB Feldspar Small, CJRB Feldspar Full Size. And as you can see, smaller than both of them in every which way. Except for the body. The body is pretty much the size of this guy's blade. And next, run right through these size comparisons since we pretty much all know. Benchmade Freak, Benchmade Bug Out. And yep, this guy is definitely smaller than both because it's a tiny boy. And last but not least, for the shins and giggles. Cold Steel Espada Medium and Cold Steel Espada XL. Booyah. Obviously smaller than both of these guys because Cold Steel makes big boys. They also make a few small boys too, but mostly big boys. Alright, next, height on this guy. This guy is not very high because it's pretty flat. Let's do it with the PM2. So it's pretty much kind of like the same size as the PM2 because of this, hold on, ramp right here. So yeah, pretty much the same size, same height that you're going to get with the Spyderco's. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit thicker in the pocket with height-wise, but not really that bad. It's pretty much the same size as the Spyderco's, and we all know Spyderco's are awesome to carry, except for their stock pocket clip. It runs very low, and it's very long. It's not really that big of a deal. Height, width on this guy. He's actually pretty thin. So as you can see, even with that pocket clip is going to give you most of your width, but it's actually quite thinner than the overall body is quite thinner than the Para 3, which is actually pretty cool up against the Bug Out. Bug Out's a pretty thin guy, so this guy's actually still thinner, but that pocket clip brings it up to quite a bit of a width. Now, blade thickness on this guy, let me get my calibers. I say things weird if you didn't know. I like to keep my channel weird. I think it gives me character because, yeah. Alright. I'm going to make sure I'm zeroed. There you go. And let's go for the blade. Blade is 0.03 inches. And now let's go for the flat. Thickest spot is which is down here. So 0.06 inches. So this guy is definitely very thin, as you can see. That is a very thin blade because of the dagger. And 0 because OCD, then off. There you go. Price on this guy. I got this from DLT Trading. If you don't know about DLT Trading, check out DLT Trading. # not sponsored. DLT Trading is a fantastic website. You get points for buying from them, loyalty points. So you can, basically make a little bit of extra points, and then those points will contribute to, make you make your next purchase, take money off your next purchase. Sorry, I was stumbling through my words right there. My brain works kind of weird. Take money off your next purchase. So you pretty much get paid to do what you love, buying knives. It's really cool. Definitely highly recommend DLT Trading. They also have really fast shipping, so they get your stuff out real quick. Definitely like that. This guy will run you on DLT Trading, $263. So that's actually not a bad price. They do have a huge variety of colors. I believe 2 different blade styles. You got the dagger blade, and then there's the Tanto blade, and just so many different styles, colors, you name it, finishes, and price will vary depending on what style and blade you get. They also have, like, I think, what was it, the Bounty Hunter or Stormtrooper and stuff like that. Those are probably sold out by now, but if not, you can get those, but I believe they would be a little bit pricier, probably because of licensing. Or you can get this at Knife Center. Their most inexpensive version on Knife Center is $250, but the price does increase depending on the model that you choose. I'm just right now going for the lowest prices just to give you kind of a round off, because if I spout off all the prices that you can get, this video will be pretty long because there's a lot of this type of knife and a lot of different variants of it with different prices. Blade HQ is $278 on their website for, I believe, the most inexpensive version. So yeah, Blade HQ will be the most expensive way to go to get this Exocet. I highly recommend DLT Trading, but Knife Center is also really good. I haven't purchased many knives from Knife Center, but so far, the one time I did, the transaction was pleasant. So they're also recommendable. But yeah, that's the pricing. Finish on this guy is this is a stonewash finish. You can get other finishes as well. I believe they have a black coat, and then there was one called Apocalyptic. But I like stonewash. Stonewash is real nice. Yeah, catch that. Yeah, I hope I didn't cut myself. Put my finger a little too close. And then this is a flat grind. So that's also really good. It allows it to be really nice, thin, and slicey, which I like flat grinds. They're really good. This is also made in the USA, so yeah, some people like purchasing their stuff that are made in the USA, so that's good for you. This also can be used as a money clip, so you can put your money in there. I ain't ever going to do that because I got a wallet, but if you want to carry, maybe just quick a few dollar bills, you can put it right in there. I got it engraved with this paw to customize it because I like wolves. Um, they're one of my favorite animals. So I got a paw on it, engraved a paw on it. So yeah, that does not come with the Exocet. Just to let you know. Yeah, the action on this guy, fantastic. Now, like I said, I haven't handled very many OTFs. Maybe once, quite a few months ago at Blade Show West. But this is the one I actually own and handle this one, so I don't have too much frame of reference when it comes to OTFs. Yeah, so take this review with a grain of salt because I'm not the most experienced when it comes to OTF, so I don't know a big amount. So I'm just going to give you my educated, sort of educated opinion on this guy, just how it feels, how I like it, just everything that I already, what I know about knives and what I've seen on OTFs. But I've never really handled that many OTFs, so I just want to, just want to be clear with that. But for what I've experienced, this one feels really nice. It deploys really snappy, really nice. It's very easy to actuate for me. I mean, some OTFs are kind of stiff, that I hear some people say on the action. But this ramp actually has very good jimping. As you can see, it looks like an X that just constantly gets patterned downwards. So that's really cool. It definitely comes in. It's very high. The handle is very uh, uh, the width is pretty thick, so it does keep your thumb pretty far away from the cutting edge. So if you're afraid of slipping and cutting yourself, it's not really gonna happen that much, unless of course you're putting like a lot of pressure, like right here downwards. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like you'd be pretty safe from it slipping, and it has a lot of grippiness. So the action to actuate this um, switch is really well done. It's very, it being quite small, but it's actually quite thick. So and all this texturing, it grips on really well. You got all these nice little jimping parts, so you can grip it really well as you push and pull. So that's really good. Feels really good. Doesn't feel like it's going to come out of my hand. The action feels really nice. Doesn't feel too crazy because you're not moving that much metal. It's very thin, very short, so you're not moving that much metal. So it doesn't like feel like you're shooting out a big honking piece of metal, so it doesn't have too much recoil on it. You can feel it, but it doesn't have that much recoil like you would with um, other OTFs, especially single actions. I know single actions. I've seen single actions and they hit pretty hard because you charge them up and it's like a big old spring. Never really handled a single action before, but what I've seen from other people's videos, single actions look like they hit just a bit harder. But yeah, and then for those who don't know, there's double action and single action OTFs. Double action is where you have a switch and it actuates the blade out and actuates the blade in. So out, retract, like that. Where a single action, it's usually a button, press button, blade comes out, and then you have to pull a charging handle and recharge the blade, kind of like how um, a shotgun would work, like that. So that's that's the difference between a double action and single action. Just in case if somebody who's watching this doesn't know. But yeah, and almost forgot about the cut test. Let's quickly do that, so then you guys know. Now I barely use this knife. Unfortunately, I haven't had much of instance. Every time I carry this knife, I have nothing to cut, so I haven't used this guy very much. And the blade steel is M390. Where is it? Right there. M390. That's cool. The handle material is aluminum, so it's really nice. So let's see how well it cuts. So I've never sharpened it. This is pretty much factory edge. And as you can see, I was able to turn in my cut, and I don't feel it. I don't have enough edge because it tapers to a very acute point, so it's a little difficult to keep a continuous cut with this knife because I slip off when it gets down to this point right here where it just really tapers. But it does cut very well, very cleanly. I don't feel it snagging. Does not feel like a gritty, gross edge, but yeah, there we go. Managed to go all the way. If you angle it just right, you can do it because of this dagger grind. Perfect. Right there. That was a tear because bad edge alignment. I think I got the choil. There we go. Yeah. So this guy definitely cuts very well. I did this on my look at video where I put it up against a piece of paper and fired it. I'm not going to do that again because I don't want to, just in case I don't really want to damage the stop pin anymore. If that does hurt the stop pin a little bit, I don't want to do that. But just for those who don't know and are very curious about OTFs, going up against something and firing them, it has a safety measure. It won't fully deploy if anything is blocking the spot of resistance. Just check out my other video. I'll see if I remember to link it right here. I show you how that works on a piece of paper. Even something thin like a piece of paper still stops the deployment if it's obstructing the path. So just to let you know, yeah, don't ever do that. Don't ever put your OTF against something and fire it. It's not as satisfying as you're hoping. Yeah. So, and it probably would cause a little unnecessary wear. When I first got this knife, as you can see, there's just a little bit, very tiny bit of play this way. There's a lot going on this way, but that's just normal for OTF. So if you feel blade play in an OTF, that's usually normal. This one does not have a whole lot. It actually feels pretty solid, and I like that. So that's also really good. As you can see, it comes down to a very, very pointy point, but there is still enough meat on the sides, so it will expand and cut very well during puncturing. So that's also really cool too. When I first got this guy, it did have a deployment failure, I believe, on the second or third deployment. But don't worry, if you have a deployment failure, if you have a hold on, lost my train of thought. If you have a deployment failure, all you need to do is just grab the blade, bring it all the way out until you hear a click, and then retract it. It's very easy to fix a deployment failure if something obstructs it or if it just doesn't deploy all the way. So yeah, and it has been good ever since. Hasn't failed me yet. So that's really good. And yeah, I believe this can possibly work as a glass breaker, but not the most effective in my opinion. You got a lanyard hole, so that's good too. And it's a big old whopping pocket clip, so this guy, yeah, you're going to see this on a pocket. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. Really nice knife. Feels very comfortable in hand, very thin. It's it does have a little bit of a I could fit pretty much my entire hand around it like this. But carrying it, you probably want to go like this or like this. Cut your package open, cut your chips open, good to go. Yeah. So I do recommend this if you're looking for Cali illegal OTFs. It's definitely really nice and fun to carry. And just OTFs are just fun. They're just fun. Fidget with them. Yeah. So I like it. I think it's really nice. Microtech did a good job with this guy. Microtech usually uses premium materials. So yeah, I like it. I can recommend it. And well, I hope you like this video. If you like more knife and EC related content, check out my other videos. Remember to subscribe because I post every Saturday and every other Sunday, and there'll be more knives, more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye.